This is not a good matchup for Abzan.
I did not know that we were going to put an actual homicide on camera this evening.
We are doing it.
Here
Hope
we go.
you're all ready for a snuff film because this is happening.
We're going to literally watch Kyle get his face beat into the dirt.
I mean, it's closer than that, but it's not a good matchup at all.
Here's a Grim Flare. That's a strong start.
Yeah,
that's
Grim
about
Flare
as
is
good as
exactly where you want to be. So Logan's going to have the turn 3 Tron.
Right. And
versus
Kyle needs to thought seize him this turn.
Yeah, this would be the operative turn.
This is the best turn to thought seize him on. Just dump them all. I don't think there's actually one of these cards you want.
I mean, there's no
Mystery
cards
Baubles in his deck.
There's no cards in the deck that you want, but
Leona going to 4. Everybody's going to discard a card.
that's pretty solid.
So this useless Sylvan Scrying is down. And here is the Tron with the card. He's gonna
exile the old flare.
Alright, Kyle's gonna keep trugging along.
There's no point in scooping him up.
No,
So
just turn 3 card, no big deal.
it happens every time you play against a Tron player. I forget who. Someone when we were out there was making the argument that Tron keeps a lot of decks in check, but I don't think that's the case.
I believe that was Hunter Hershkofugit.
Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense.
Alright. So I think if you're Kyle, what you need to do is empty your hand here. Because Karn's default ability is to go up.
Right. And then pitch the Lingering Souls and then cast.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
So he's gonna, I mean...
And there it is.
Alright, here's Nugan. That's
What a
gonna be
fun
the
game.
Oh yeah, we had a great game. This is an interesting match of Magic here. Like, it's,
So there's a lot of smack talk going on between one of the competitors and our spotter. That's good.
That's okay. It's nothing wrong with a little bit of jabbing here and there.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to take some jabs.
Take some jabs with people.
It'll be interesting to see what Kyle's sideboard is here for Tron. Always interesting to see Abzan's sideboard in this matchup.
You want Maelstrom Pulse, right?
I mean, it's better than, like, Fatal Push, but...
Yeah, so there's a lot of outs. I don't even think, like, he probably has some number of Abrupt Decays.
Abrupt Decay is okay.
And I don't want more
So,
than 2
Abrupt
of them.
Decay... This is how bad it is. Abrupt Decay stays in when you're on the play because you can Abrupt Decay their turn 1 map.
Completely reasonable.
That is outlandish, and feel free to call me a liar, but that is why you keep Abrupt Decay in when you're on the play.
Do you Abrupt Decay like a Chromatic Star if you have the chance to?
I don't think so. Because you draw the card anyway when it goes to the graveyard. Like,
Yeah,
the activated
but-
ability is
no.
just to get mana.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you can mana hose them and they can't cast
just-
their green spells or something.
That's just not where you want to
absurd.
be.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I don't think sitting at this table with Abrupt Decays in your deck is where you want to be.
Yeah.
But if literally you have to play the 60 out of the 75 cards that suck the least.
Yeah.
It's one of those sideboarding situations.
So you could run like Fulminator Mage. Just go up on Ghost Quarters. I was a big fan when Kyle and I were talking about like theorizing just a green-black deck. Being able to run 4 Ghost Quarters and like 2 Life from the Loams.
Sure.
To just completely shut them out of Tron forever. But at some point you need to stick a threat, and then you need to disrupt beyond that. And that's why this Tron deck is So good in this matchup. Because they can just have the natural Tron on 3. You can't do anything about it. And then they stick some big stupid thing that you can't interact with at all.
Yep. That's the story.
Yep.
We've reached the point where the trolling has gotten to the point where, are you okay? Do you want to talk? And that's always a great place to be with your friends. This is why you can't. This is why you have to be very kids at home. Take a note. I had to learn this the hard way. Only troll the people that you know you can troll.
Yes.
I think you've overextended your troll in your younger years.
I probably have.
John Douglas was trolling before we called it trolling, just so you guys know.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you used to go long when we were in, high school, college age.
Oh, yeah.
You went long on trolls. It was brutal.
Yeah, I've dialed it back a bit. It's exhausting to go that deep.
Alright, so we're going to sixes here. Do you think the mulliganing favors Abzan or Tron?
Probably Abzan, but like Tron's ceiling's higher, but its floor is much lower.
Yeah, so the axis I feel like Abzan can interact on is the number of threats Tron has is not as high as the amount of removal you have.
Yeah, but how much removal do you have that can hit like an Ugin?
Well, right, but you have Thought Seizes.
Right, which is not a consistent way to deal with an Ugin. But yeah.
I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it's...
Right, no, I understand. I'm just...
We're rocking a hard place here.
I agree. Just devil's advocating here. Scry to the bottom for Kyle. No turn 1 Thought Seize. Although turn 1 is not when you want to Thought Seize instead.
No, you want to do it the turn before they can cast it. Alright, so here's another turn 2 Flare.
Flare's good here.
Yeah, this is one of the better starts. And here's Logan with an ancestral... I'm sorry. An ancient
Might as well
stirrings.
be an ancestral.
Yeah. A mine and a tower, and here's a map.
There's the map.
So he could have... If he has power plant in hand, I think you have to... If you have the Thoughtseize, you have to play it here. And if he has power plant in hand...
You know, I think you definitely wait a turn.
Well, if he has power plant in hand, you're screwed. You just have
but
to go for it.
If you have power plant in hand, you're screwed anyway.
The Feeler Inquisition. And...
Life from the Loam is a nice sideboard card from Logan Mitchell.
You can take Sylvan Scrying here, right? None of these other cards do anything?
So Spellskite slows you down a significant amount because your Grimflayer is not active yet, so it's probably just Spellskite. I mean, none of these are great options. Let's just be frank. None of them are great.
Alright, you can be handsome Frank Douglas. I'm going to stay Taylor Gunn. Oh, you take Star.
See, and you said you wouldn't be a good dad. That's a great dad joke.
I've got the joke axis. The joke axis is locked up. No big deal.
Alright, so he takes the Star.
We're gonna
Sphere does not draw a card either way. So maybe that's telling that he has an artifact removal spell in hand, but it looks like he's just looking at Path and Lingering Souls.
So we're going to finish Tron here, and then get a Spellskite into play with the 2 mana generated from Power Plant.
Spellskite can block this Grimflayer all day. Unless Kyle has an instant, and he does. He has a Path in hand. Also, when he hit the Grimflayer last turn, kept the Thoughtseize on top, so that's the draw.
So you know Logan's living off the top of his deck.
Yes.
So I would probably Thoughtseize. I guess if you Thoughtseize the sphere away, it reduces the number of draw steps he has.
I like just pathing this spell skite here. You got to get your damage in as quickly as possible. I mean, Lingering Souls is okay as well. But if you path the spell skite, you get to deal 7, 8 instead of 3.
Okay.
And that speeds up your turn significantly. Logan notably drew the Ugin 1 mana short
Is
of
that
being
the
able to cast
story?
it.
Oh, wow.
So if he did take my line and path this spell skite,
You'd be just dead.
Logan, I mean, so the Ugin wouldn't have been on top, whatever, he could have drawn anything. But, here we are.
Here's a tower.
Get another tower.
Get another tower, play it.
It's mana neutral.
Is there another utility land he wants to get here?
So the play there, if you wanted to cast the Ugin, was to tap a power plant and
Cycle the star to guess.
for 1 mana. So you only lose 1 mana by cycling the star or the sphere, and if you draw into any other Tron piece, you're golden.
Man, here's another tower. He's just gonna have all the mana in the world next turn.
Well, next turn might be too late if Kyle fires off this Thoughtseize. And it's the only card in his hand, so I don't see why he wouldn't. And here we go.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Cool has been announced. Alright.
Alright.
Here we go.
Logan's gonna get a forest here. Kyle's gonna bash in for
10.
We got Planeswalker. Creature, land, Planeswalker. Instant. Sorcery.
So it's
creature,
5, 6,
land,
7, 8, and 9.
Planeswalker.
9 damage it looks like. Land, Maelstrom Pulse. That Maelstrom Pulse is going to be integral if Logan draws the out. Oh, he draws Ulamog.
Jeez.
Not what you want to see.
God. You gotta be
Whoa, he got
aggressive.
the 2. Okay. So here's the tail of the tape. Logan.
Can that kill an Ulamog?
That cannot kill. An Ulamog is indestructible. So if he flashes back the Lingering Souls.
Holy smokes. Kyle can still win this.
It's not a clear path to victory. We'll tell you that much.
Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20. Are these exiled? So he can't
Yeah,
put
these
any
are all
Lingering
exiled.
Souls tokens.
So a Liliana off the top is sick here.
No, yeah, you take the 10 here.
Yeah, you just take the 10 and swing it for 4 if he doesn't have an answer. There it is.
Jeez.
Right down to it.
Man, that was a nice game.
Yeah, it was a solid game. It took Logan stumbling a bit on finding a
Yes.
threat, but
So
But
if
that's
he,
your-
if he
I mean,
takes,
that's your
if
out,
he takes
so.
if he takes the line to like try and spike an Ulamog there instead of like guaranteeing it next turn,
right.
or an Ugin,
That's how that was his line to win.
right?
And
He did not take it. He went for the guaranteed, and then Kyle. I mean, that slow roll Thoughtseize was was huge.
It wasn't really slow rolled. He left it on top and then cast it the turn he drew it.
Yeah, he just ordered his spells the right way.
Yeah.
Alright. We got the shuffles here.
Alright, let's see if we can
presents.
keep some sevens. Not a great one that I can
Logan's
see from
keeping
Kyle,
his.
but I mean it's serviceable.
Alright. Kyle's gonna go back. It's interesting. He was close on it.
So I have a theory about these Jund decks versus Tron
Okay.
that I want to test out. Not Jund, but like green black shells versus Tron.
Uh-huh.
I want to play Emrakul the Promised End against them.
Interesting. So what do you think you get Emrakul's casting cost down to? 6?
So 6 reliably. Sometimes 5 if you want to go the full gamut, but I don't really want to.
Right. I just don't. Getting to 6 mana is tough.
So the game against Tron is usually over by the time you get to 6 mana.
Right.
But if you're casting an Emrakul and Mindslavering them, then it's not.
Okay.
Necessarily. I mean, they still have, like... They still have, like, Emrakul-proof board states, and, you know, it's not great, but I think that might be better than just, like, the try to fight over lands axis.
Alright, so Logan Mitchell admittedly keeping a 1-lander. And he's going to draw the card here so that he doesn't...
No biggie.
Oh,
No, that's cool.
Jeez.
Yeah, we'll just turn 3 Tron both games. It's fine.
Oh, God.
Now, Kyle, with a truly good start of turn 1 Noble Hierarch, is going to be able to cast something that costs 3 mana on turn 2, which is very strong.
That's, you know, that's a one way to get ahead here. He's taking some damage to do it, even.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, sometimes you have to make sacrifices to be able to accelerate yourself by one turn on turn 3, or on turn 2, sorry. Logan, on the other hand, is going to be able to cast a 7-drop on turn 3, and
Sure.
didn't really have to pay anything for it.
No, he,
That sounds like a little unfair, but I guess it is what it is.
Alright, here's a 6/6 lifelink death touch.
Yeah. Well, so
with a
Logan
dies trigger.
Logan has a 0/1 that does have Exile or Exalted.
Yes, Kyle could. Now, if he were to cast a 5/5 here,
Sure.
what 5/5s could he cast for 4?
I think you'd want like
Iwamari the Open Fist.
yeah. Karstoderm. So this Inquisition is going to see a second Wormcoil Engine, a Thrag Tusk. Man, just nothing good. Nothing good at all.
Our way of winning is close, guys. We're done here.
All right, guys. Well,
it was fun. We had a fun time here. Yeah, just fun all around. Yeah, just Thrag Tusk. No biggie.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta tusk them out. That's a solid one.
There you go. Ignores the dice trigger. So what are we gonna title this video?
I hope it doesn't get replayed, honestly.
Yeah. Dude, if wait a minute, does Kyle have a path to victory here?
The path to victory involves drawing another path to deal with this worm coil that's coming down, and then being able to alt Lily.
I think it got discarded.
Oh, sure. Top decks the Thrag Tusk. So a Maelstrom Pulse off the top is pretty nice.
Did he draw Maelstrom Pulse?
I don't know what he drew, but that would be pretty nice.
Alright, so Kyle's ultimated Liliana, making him choose between lands and Thrag Tusks.
Don't worry, he still gets beasts.
Fulminates the tower.
So
Beasts on
you
board.
can't afford to swing in. You need to try to trade with a beast here to buy yourself some time. You're at 16, which seems like a lot, but he's got 6 power, and he's at 34. You're going to win this game on the back of, like, him drawing poorly from now on, because he's drawn like a hero thus far.
Well, here's the thing.
All right, so
Alright.
here we go.
So Logan's he got the map. He's gonna put Tron back together.
This is the operative turn here. If Kyle finds an answer,
If he found another Liliana, it would just be the whole bee's knees.
it would be nice.
I would love that draw.
Like a Grimflayer would be very solid here.
Concur.
Does he have Delirium? He's got instant, creature, planeswalker, land, sorcery. Yeah, he's got Delirium and then some.
Alright.
So he drew a path. So Pulse, and then he has the path for the next threat.
Alright.
Whenever that may
And
come.
Logan's never
And
had
here's a
to-
Goyf.
Whoa! 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 I'm
This is-
so excited right
Don't
now.
call it a comeback.
I'm literally on.
Do not.
Yeah, we never left. No, so the Goyf's a 5, so we only need
I
7
think
turns.
Goyf is a 6. Yeah, Goyf is a 6.
Oh man, we only need 6 turns.
Only needs 6 dead draws from the Tron player.
Listen,
It could be 5. If he draws like a worm coil, that's basically a dead draw because Kyle has the path in hand.
right. So I think Hunter's left already, but I can't run the numbers fast enough personally.
Oh,
Oh,
7?
7. Wait a minute, that reduces it by.
A whole turn? It's down to 4 turns now.
Wait a minute.
Ulamog. Well, so Ulamog's going to get to exile his 2 creatures, and then it's going to get path. So that's not abysmal, but Kyle's clock is gone.
Right.
And this is where the Abzan deck really struggles against the Tron deck. So Jund and Abzan really thrive on having the best possible top decks. And this Tron deck just has better top decks by a significant margin. Oh, man.
Oh, Andy gets 5
Oh,
shots at it
man.
now. Oh, here's
Here's a Karn. Another Karn to the bottom. Exile your land, I guess.
yeah.
Almost whiffs on this one.
She gets another land. I'm surprised it doesn't have like a walking blister or 2 in here. right. Let's see if Kyle can find a white source here.
He definitely has white sources. I think.
Alright, here's the temple garden.
Yeah, you can't fetch for a fulminator.
That'd be a good one.
That would be a good one. Let's see if he drew the Maelstrom Pulse. Nope, Lily.
All right. So now Liliana's gonna march up the board.
Or down the board.
Or just Karn's just gonna. He needs a Maelstrom Pulse real bad.
Yeah, we need a Maelstrom Pulse off the top. Or
Oh, yeah, this
an
is
11 power haste creature.
Yep, let's see if you've seen enough.
Alright, so we need two 11